For now, guys, let's go. It's the goddamn grand finals. Down here in the bottom left-hand side, he just barely survived getting his way past Skillus the Muta into big old Roach Ravager attack. It's one of my favorite ways to play the matchup. And while Skillus almost defended, in the end, Solar was triumphant. Down here in the bottom left-hand side, it's Kaisi Gaming's Solar. And his opponent in the top right, one of the most powerful Protoss in recent months, who unfortunately has an awful habit of going carriers almost every game in this matchup in the last few weeks, and it's been making him look a lot more mortal than he did back when he actually did good StarCraft build orders. In the top right, representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming, this is Zest. Known for his excellent micro and timing attacks, it's absolutely befuddling that he would just move into maybe 60-70% of his games being 2 Stargate carrier into Void Ray. As a big Zest fan, it's been upsetting me greatly because it feels like he's basically chosen the best way to play so that we don't get to see his skill in action. It's really upsetting. He goes straight to where that Zergling is hiding. He's like, I know how you play Solar. I know where you hide your Zergling, you shithead. So let's hope for a quick third base off of Zest. He goes Void Ray first here to start off. Completely off gas there for Solar. Whoa, Solar! Solar's sleeping. What the hell, man? Oh, man. Solar has been losing drones to the first Adept way too often. Adept doesn't even get damaged, and it gets a drone kill. Bit of a mistake there from Solar, who I guess it's partially because he likes to hide this Overlord. So he only has vision over here this early. He doesn't have the Overlord out there just yet. So he doesn't get any early warning of that. The Adepts do go home in a very quick third base. I do think this is Zest's best starting piece, but he does still go Skytoss behind the quick third quite a lot, so don't worry, we're not out of the woods yet, Zest fans. He still may simply die to Queen Hydronitis in a very unimpressive fashion. Do we see double gas now? So third Nexus, double gas. Indeed we do. Indeed we do. The question is, as soon as that's Overlord is done, do we see a second Stargate? Yeah, he selects his Stargate. He's waiting. He's waiting. Second Stargate and another Void Ray in a moment. Yep. He's going for at least the Void Ray opening. If he goes just 4 or 6 Void Rays into ground, I don't mind it. I think that's a good build order. I just haven't been enjoying the way he's been doing it recently with the obsession with carriers. So no Fleet Beacon just yet is a good sign, of course. Very expensive to go for the carriers. Oh, man, so many drones for Solar. Very nice. How many queens do we have? 6 queens. Woo! 2 up in the main, 1 in the natural with a Spore, 3 in the third.
Game paused.
And Zest needs to take a PP, guys. Okay, no worries. Even the pros do have bladders. For those who don't know, PP stands for PP. So make sure if you guys ever need to pause in game, type PP so they know that it's a call of nature and it's not just you being a dick. Very early Robo for Zest might be going Disruptors. So he might go Void Ray Disruptor. In the past, Zest has enjoyed going sometimes like Disruptors and that sort of stuff. Sometimes he just builds Immortals and then just goes Charge and stuff. He's got a lot of different ways he can play. Is this a live game? Absolutely. Of course, guys. We are in a live tournament. We're casting the EPT NA Weekly Cup right now with 2 Koreans in the grand finals because it's all of them are globally open. It's just called NA because that's the default server. So Americans do get a bit of an advantage, but still very hard to beat these absolute titans. We are running a 2-minute delay though, so everything I'm watching, saying, interacting, we're then holding in memory and sending out with 2 minutes delay, as is, of course, tournament regulations, making sure no one can cheat. Zest does take a quick bathroom break there and then resumes. Solar, though, appears to be AFK. Okay, Solar's like, hey, I went to PP too.
Game resumed.
All right. Oracle up here above the main. 2 queens there, ready to defend. Zergling's coming over. Shield battery on the third very quickly. Solar, he loves attacking with these lings. It's just part of his early game flow is constantly checking what the Protoss is up to. And saying, hey, you can't cut any corners. You need to cover yourself against these Zerglings. Oracle comes in, throws a Revelation, and grabs 1 drone, 2 drones. Nicely done. Make it 3. Ooh. So a small little thing there. Interestingly, you can see Solar has rallied his rally points main to that mineral patch, natural to that. I rally main to their natural Probably to that patch as well, but sometimes you can do it to there, and that way your drones will rally to safer patches rather than just rallying and sitting so far away from the spore until after their first minerals are done. Robo Bay for Disruptors coming on out, so I think Zest might just play full Sky Toss from here, guys. He might play very similar to how Skillis did on Beckett. Now, that Overseer's there, so if he comes in and sees this, maybe he's okay. Oh! The Void Ray. Zest, is Zest watching? Zest didn't notice. Zest was not watching his minimap right now. He's busy looking out here. And that Overseer is going to go in and see what's up. Now, how does Solar respond to this? He's only got 7 queens right now. Solar, I think he sees some more gateways. He's got to see that second Stargate. Okay, he sees 2 star now, so he knows he's up against like quite a few Void Rays. It is just 4 for now. 6 gateways on the way. Zest is convinced that he is getting pushed right now, guys. Just because he's playing against Solar, Zest is like, yep, you're going to push me. I'm going to make 7 gateways of just Stalkers and Sentries to go with my Disruptors. That's going to keep me safe from your Roach push, and then I can add Twilight and all the other stuff later. Wait, what? It's 7 gate unupgraded gateway units just to defend Queen push, and he's not even going to use them. These are safety gateways! Guys, he's building safety gateways. He doesn't even want to use them. He will because the units are coming across. But this is not even a dedicated push. He's actually trying to go 8 gas muta. Zest scouts this. He says, that's a fake push, you dickhead. I don't even need to respect that. I got a bit of cannon battery. I can warp in. He needs to build pylons right now. Okay, Zest is in supply block city, guys. Holy shit. Zest! Oh my god. He's got enough Void Rays to kill the queens, by the way. You can just click on those queens. Easiest win of his life. I don't know why Zest is backing away from that fight. That's a nonsense decision. Because even though they've got transfuse, you can focus fire. When they're transfusing, they're not shooting. You all shoot 1 queen. That means it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 transfuses on it. 4 times 75 hit points. It's not that many. Maybe you lose a Void Ray, but you're going to kill all the queens. And I think that's well worth it. Now, there's 14 mutas on the way. He's building carriers. But these mutas are going to be a big problem. Yeah. So his 3rd Stargate has not started production yet. He's only got a couple cannons at each base. 3rd is pretty safe. No shield battery in the main. Starts a 2nd cannon there, though. Okay, 2 cannons will help. Cannon battery plus Voider. I think he's fine against the mutas. Corruptors are being added in. What is Solar doing? This is such a weird push, guys. Solar's taking a 5th, but he keeps threatening these queen walks. He's going to try to go Muta Corruptor and dive on the Void Rays, I guess. I mean, maybe if they're caught a bit too far out, and they are pretty far out. What can the mutas get? They're going to get 1. Can they get more than 1? Only 1 to start. Void Rays, though, are a little in the open. Carrier in the open. Uh-oh. Carriers, get out of there. Wait. The Void Rays need to pull back to the battery, dude. Oh, he does overcharge. Oh, overcharge is good, man. Wait, he does kill one more Void Ray, but he loses 6 mutas for 3 Void Rays. Not a bad trade for the Zerg by any means. That's totally fine.
Thanks for the Bezos bucks.
But, you know, he does keep Zest off a 4th base as well. And Void Ray Carrier, I think, is fine here. Another Muta goes down. Doesn't want to be throwing them away. Lots and lots of Corruptors building. So there's only 3 Void Rays left. So this actually could set up for a Corruptor dive really well, couldn't it? Now, this Observer out the middle is very useful. You should definitely move the other one out as well so we can really see what's going on. +1 flyer attacks has been made. These queens will go down. Oh, going to throw a Disruptor onto the queens. Take those out. But look at this. Corruptor's going to cause trouble. The carriers are going to go down, man. Oh, the Roaches actually spread perfectly versus the Disruptor. Carriers needed to have already been running. I don't know why they stood their ground and fought. A bad decision. And Zest is being forced to swap into that 7-gate unupgraded ground units. What a bizarre build order from Zest. The mind game's coming out on both sides, and it definitely seems like Solar's coming out on top here with this somewhat random Corruptor attack. It's the perfect thing. Down here in the bottom right-hand side, in the red, this is a Zerg player. It's Kaisi Gaming Solar. Already up 1-0. His opponent obsessed with Skytoss and trying desperately to make the Golden Armada work, even though it's not working for him very much in these grand finals. Let's see what he can show in this one. Dragon Phoenix Gaming Zest. Now, Skytoss has always had a weakness, and that is if your opponent hits a sharp attack. There's usually moments where it's a bit greedy. You give it another minute or 2, it's amazing, unstoppable, but in that minute or 2, it's weak. And Solar's very good at finding that moment. Thank you, So Chastity. Appreciate that, mate. Could be poop poop. No, you've got to capitalize the P's if you need to go for a poop poop break, guys. That's a big ask. If someone on the ladder, you go capital P, ask for a poop poop break, it's totally up to the other person. They can choose to deny you that. No one, you know, if you need to shit in the middle of a game, you know, you should have gone beforehand. So, yeah. Poo poo break. Poo poo. Just like that. Second pylon there. Just can build that Stargate far forward. Zest does like to put his Stargate in a very easily scoutable location. It's because he's a Chad gamer. So when you're playing Zest, it's really good to send your Overlord up and just poke here straight away. Because if you see the pylon, then you know you can find his tech very easily. Not sure if Solar's going to take advantage of it though. We'll see what he does. He often just sends his Overlord straight home. He hangs around for a few seconds and he says, oh, yep, you've cancelled Warp Gate research. That means you're going Stargate. I already know you're going Stargate. Solar doesn't mind playing blind, and then he often hides that one Zergling out of the map. Probe sees it, though. Probe is like, I see you. It's on the walkie-talkie to the Adept. Oh, there's a little fucker hiding down here. Come and get him. Adept is like, all right, we'll see if we can cut him off. But the Zergling just goes home. Or does he? Nope, turns around. Ooh. Adept hunting. Zergling goes back, and it looks like it makes it. Third hatch is on the way there. Adept's going to come in towards that third base. Maybe see if it can run in, get a drone, and then get out. He's waiting for his shade to be ready. Does he shade in? I would shade in if I were him. Oh, he's going to shade backwards. Once again, Zerglings and Queen not in position. It's been a consistent problem for Solar in these games today, but doesn't lose a drone that time. Just a Zergling, not too bad. A Zergling, 25 minerals plus the 18 from the Spore Crawler cancel. Void Ray does come out immediately here for Zest into an Oracle. Very solid standard opening. And a single Adept, single Void Ray pressure. Fascinating. Okay, he's going to see if he can open something up with this. Second gateway there. And are we going to see a pylon and 2 gases before third base, it appears? Probe is... Oh, he's going to take the front third base? Interesting. Void Ray and Adept coming in. Zest is shading that Adept forward. This is an interesting maneuver. And indeed, it is the front third base. So Zest here wants that third on the front. It's not the fastest third. It's not the slowest. It's just about 4 minutes it went down. And extra Stargate, 2 more gases. Oracle comes in. Bam, bam, bam. Zest definitely likes to build a lot of production and then choose whether or not he wants to actually produce off it. He does that with his 2 Stargates, which he often only builds 4 Void Rays off. You could always look at that and go, why don't you just build 4 Void Rays off 1 Stargate? Why waste the money? It gives him the option. You know, he can go 6 or 8 Void Rays. He can go full Sky Toss, and it's hard for the opponent to scout as well what he's committing to. They see that second Stargate and they're like, oh shit. Look at this. Solar's going to come in and see the Stargate. Really nice scout. Costs him almost nothing. Gets a very early read. So if I was Solar, I'd already be thinking about maybe doing a Hydra Queen Nidus. At the same time, Zest is aware of that. So Zest might just be like, yeah, don't even produce out of it. You know, go for the ground tech. He's already got a Forge and a Robo on the way. And Oracle there hanging on out. Roach Warren is on the way. Lair is almost finished. Cancels the Roach Warren and makes an Evo chamber. Oh, greed of my greed. He says, what would I need a friggin' Roach Warren for, dude? This guy's making 2 Stargates and a 3rd Nexus. There's no money left over for ground units. Maybe a couple of Adepts at most. Oracle comes and gets another 3 kills. That's a 5-kill Oracle. Juicy Lucy. It's nice. Snipes. Robo Bay goes down, and I think Solar's going to play Hydra Bane. Are we going to see a Hydra Bane like on Beckett against Skillis? Maybe. Didn't work out for him in the end in that game, but I wouldn't mind it. Nope, Spire. Just straight to the Spire. Okay, fair enough. Definitely loves those mutas. They've been going well for Solar so far. He's always been the best muta user against Protoss since 2014. You guys go back and find old VODs of Solar in Pro League in 2014 and stuff. Like, dude. You're just like, wait, what the fuck? This guy is like... just killing people with... He's always found a way to sneak mutas across against Protoss. Like a round of mutas, and it always sets up for the killing blow really well. He's very good at it. He's getting melee now. Spire is on the way. I don't think Zest sees the Spire. Oh, he did see the Spire. So he's going 3 more gateways and a Stargate. Okay, interesting. I always feel like just even being able to warp in unupgraded Stalkers just to pair with batteries and cannons is very useful. So I don't mind the weird no Twilight gateway production that Zest seems to be adding in. I do just think 7 gateways was too many in that last game. This time around, so he's gone 6 Void Rays, now Fleet Beacon. And I'm surprised he isn't just building a few Phoenix. If I were him, I'd just build 3 Phoenix right now. Just to have a head start. If you've already got 3 Phoenix and then you confirm that there's Mutas coming, like, think about how good that is. Corruptors are building. Oh, Solar is like, hey, you know what? You've scouted my Spire. You're going to be going Phoenix. I'm going to go Corruptor. Zest is like, I'm such a Chad. I'm going to counter your Mutas with just more Void Rays. I don't even need Phoenix. And against Corruptors, that's perfect. Oh, Zest with the next level reads. Slash maybe he just likes building Void Rays and he's not thinking because he's Zest. Let's be real here. Sometimes he just has a plan that sticks to it. Solar overthinking it. Can he still win? Yes. But he needs to basically bait out the prismatic alignment and then get the hell out of there and then kill most of the Void Rays while it's on cooldown. That's his whole goal here. So the thing is, you've seen Queens. You don't really see anything else with this push just yet as Zest. You got to kind of ask yourself, wait, what am I up against right now? What is going on? There's a lot of Corruptors coming across this map. Some batteries coming in, some cannons. He's building a lot of Void Rays right now, guys. They're very bad versus Queens. They're very good versus Corruptors. Oh, battery overcharge goes down. Prismatic alignment will need to go. Oh, he uses it too early. Too early. So now the Corruptors can't really engage while prismatic alignment's on. They're trying to distract from the Queens. But if they, whenever the Void Rays focus fire the Corruptors, they just disappear. Zest a little too slow to focus fire though. Are those Corruptors, are they actually going to be enough? They might be able to. There's a lot of Lings overwhelming all the Stalkers on the ground. The Queen Transfuse is real. Void Rays are very good units against Corruptors though. And Stasis Trap gets 4 of the Queens and that's enough Void Rays. Yeah, double Prismatic Alignment comes out. Oh, Disruptor gets that Queen. Uh-oh. And Corruptors are brutally hard pounded by Void Rays. 3 of them coming out at a time. I mean, this is the dream for Zest. I mean, this is the best scenario for him, is when he just commits to mass Void Ray and someone builds Corruptors. It almost always goes well for him. I kind of believed this time. I always smack talk this push that Solar's doing, the Queen Walk Corruptor push against Skytoss. Because I'm like, you know they're building the hard counter to this in Void Rays, right? You know? But I know, I've seen it work. Not often, but I've seen it work. So it doesn't work out this time. Zest should win this game. Yeah, he's down 20 workers. There's still a chance here. But Solar, like, yeah, he's got to get run bys in. He's got to, like, get some mistakes out of his opponent, that sort of stuff. Like, he can't just win by chilling. 14 Corruptors. He can kill these Void Rays in 2 shots. So, what is it? Sorry, 14. So, 14 Corruptors times 15 damage. I can do maths. 14, 140, 100. Yeah. So, you need a lot of Corruptors to one-shot a Void Ray, guys. You need, like, 20 Corruptors or something. Ooh. Void Rays would love to prismatically align your ass. No, this ain't working for you, Solar. He's trying to do some cute micro, but that's not worth it. He kills a few Void Rays, but 10 Void Rays have gone down for 32 Corruptors in this game. We'll keep checking in on that number. The fact that he keeps building Corruptors basically tells us that Solar is like, yeah, he's going to swap to Carriers. That's cool. Once I get rid of the Void Rays, Corruptors are perfect. Zest, though, realizes he's like, well, if you're still trading with me with Corruptors, okay, just go back to Void Rays. I've got a few Carriers to do with the ground, you know, if he does swap to Hydras, but let's just build plenty of Void Rays. 4th base is now covered in cannons and batteries, and Zest is looking quite unstoppable in this game. A lot of Lings going down the left side of the map. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm not sure if I can film from a firing range, and it would cost a lot of money, guys. I could still go to one, but ammunition and firing ranges are very expensive here, Rob. Dude, I would love to as well. I'm an absolute pansy. I've barely been shooting. I went once in the US, in LA. Shot some little games. But definitely would love to do that. And maybe next time I'm in the US, I can see if there's a range that'll let me stream it from there. Dude, look at this Chad base from Zest. He's going to recall his army forward there to push into Solar. What an absolute savage, guys. He is literally planning to recall his army forward to kill Solar. And then he can keep the mothership at home so he can recall back. Chad Gamer, Chad Gamer, do. My name is Zest and I have the jawline of the gods. He's adding charge and +1 just so he can swap some zealots in as well and add even more problems for Solar to deal with. If Solar gets too heavy on the anti-air, Vipers, Infestors, Corruptors, doesn't have any Lings out, which he does have Lings right now, so he should be fine. But if he doesn't have any, gets caught, bam, bunch of zealots in your mineral lines can ruin your day. He's building spines on his bases as well as spores, so Solar's playing very smart here. And he's kind of forcing a slower scenario. +3 air weapons is on the way, though. There's cannons in every base. So even if some Zerglings get into any of these bases, they're not really going to find anything. A few Broodlords making. That'll help against the Disruptors. I do think Zest could have just pushed in 1 by now. But he's going to wait. He's had Storm, add all this late game stuff. I don't really see Solar as a late game expert, but I don't see Zest as one either. I mean, the fact that Zest is playing this style makes me think surely he gets here a bit more often. Hats off to Solar for even pushing it this deep. I'd love to see him spread some more creep on the north. I think he's been lacking that a little. Obviously, he's frantically trying to just drone and just entrench himself with spores. This is trying to set up to make sure he doesn't die. The longer the game goes, the better it is for him. Unfortunately, he's forgotten Spire upgrades for a long time. Second Spire is on the way. He's adding +2 attack. The problem is, no Carapace yet. Against +3, even carriers will just destroy Corruptors, dude. Now, a couple Zealots and Adepts run in. Adepts going to try and shade on pass, but they will not do anything. Okay, we've got some Changelings walking over. +2 ground attack on the way on the Forge. Surprised he hasn't gone for Plasma Shields yet. And I'm surprised he's not marauding more. I feel like Zest should be clearing all the creep. Really aggressively kind of controlling the map and denying things. To me, I got to be critical, guys. Zest was way ahead after his hold. He was up to this army for a long time. I understand he's afraid of Solar diving on him because Solar's a bit crazy like that. But Solar's army, it was trash for a long time. Now he's getting Infested Viper in there. I mean, I do think with +3, you just kill a bitch. He's still 30 seconds away from it, so I don't think you want to force a fight. Just clear up the creep, set up for the next bit, you know? Oh, there's no battery here. Oh my god, that's annoying. +3 gets denied. Well done by Solar. +2 Adrenal Zerglings go in. Just mineral units. Doesn't mind sacrificing some of them. That's a great denial. Oh, Corrupted Broodlord there. Okay, how many Void Rays we got? 10, 6 carriers. 3-2 ground upgrades, 2-1 air upgrades on the way, +2 finally kicking in there for the air armor as well. A few cannons up there. Zergling's going to try to come in. 2 Zealots warp in to try and stop it. You don't want to waste too much supply on that. 6 High Templar in the army. I love that he's cleared the creep up now. So this really pushes back the vision for Solar. And notice Solar's just trying to send a change to get some idea of what he's up against, but Mothership causes some problems. Oh! Whoa, 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 watch out, watch out. Feedback coming in, Infestors, very weak units. Oh, but he lands a fungal. 1 High Templar falls, make it 2. And those Broodlords start to fire. He does recall out of there. The Broodlord's going to hunt down these High Templar. Yeah, he's going to grab those as well. Nicely done. Gets 5 of the High Templar. So basically, it's very hard to kill Vipers, guys, because they have 150 hit points. And feedback only does a damage for every 2 energy. So if you hit a max energy unit, you do 100 hit points of damage to it. So it can't kill a Viper at full life. An Infestor only has 90 hit points. So a full energy Infestor, basically if it has 180 or above energy, it will die to feedback. Just something to keep in mind. Feedback used to just one-shot everything because it did a full damage per energy. But not as powerful as it once was. Rebuilding those air upgrades now. +3 attack, +1 armor. Just a Zergling run by coming in. I like that Solar's keeping some active ground units. I do worry about his ability to actually trade front on in the end. There's only 6 carriers out though, actually. Obviously, you know, great armor upgrades coming in. Very important for allowing Ultras to do well. How many Corruptors do we have? 19. I mean, they'll just get blitzed. Right now, Solar is very reliant on Spore Crawlers for his anti-air. Clearing creep with Disruptors. Oh! Even snipes a pack of Zerglings. Not bad. Zest there throwing some bowls at his opponent. No Nidus Worm attempts or anything like that just yet. How many Stargates are we? Is that 5? Yeah, 5 Stargates, not bad. Plasma Shields is now on the way as well. I do like to see that. Already had +2 attack on the ground. Oh, he's gonna recall. Oh, goes for a big push. Says, okay, let's clear out these spores on this base. Jumps in. One of his carriers actually takes a lot of damage on its shields. 2 of them do to the spore crawlers. But guess what? That means his interceptors are actually fine. So he's gonna kill the hatchery and just pull on back from there. Meanwhile, though, tries to get a base up on the left. Ling Ultra counters, and he is unable to do so. Now, looks like he didn't bring an observer here because he didn't actually clear the creeps. That's a little bit of a bummer for Zest, who has 3 observers. He's got 1 there, 1 here. Oh, 1 here. 1, 2, and number 3 with his army. So that number 3 with his army, he's going to go back in on that right. He's like, hey, I want to kill that creep. So he might just send some zealots in or something like that. Not a bad idea. Does see the spores rebuilding now. Since Zest is up here, I wouldn't mind him taking this base, but I think more important is build more cannons to entrench this position, make it unassailable. He really hasn't invested a lot of cannons, but this is such a valuable base to be mining from. So I think it's a big missed opportunity for Zest to not be entrenching that position more now. He's going to try and wipe out this middle base so that Solar doesn't kind of get the equal mining to him. Oh, and 2 Turbo Shots hit the Ultra, but as I said, imagine if he had 15 cannons up there, 5 batteries. He does warp in a few zealots, but battery overcharge not going to be enough there, so I do think a rather tactical mistake here for Zest. Now he has to waste Mothership recall. Recall for the next side is off cooldown. That left base could go down right now. He's going to push back in on the same side. He says, oh, there's fresh spores. Let's kill those. You know what? I mean, he's trading bloody well, isn't he? Does lose a Void Ray. Make it 2. He'll lose 2 Void Rays. No, nice pullback micro by Zest. Rotates the hurt Void Ray to the rear. He says, in the rear with my gear. Storm zones out the air units. Clears back the creep, kills some spores, and pulls on back. Now he does lose his expansion on the left. Few zealots is going to walk in there. He's going to lose his +2 armor. Ooh, okay. Units on the right come in. I don't know if they got anything just then. Doesn't look like any carriers went down. I might have killed the Void Ray. Dude, where are your units at? Yes! He's taking a lot of damage to this. The 3-2 Adrenal Gland Zergling Ultra Run by is just killing him right now. No DT Shrine. No, he has a DT Shrine. He's just not using them. Zest is losing quite a few probes, which I think is okay with his bank, but yeah, he's got 14 gates, so he'll just warp in a few more zealots. Doesn't want to waste his gas on this, I suppose, and we'll end up dealing with that. He storms because he doesn't want to have to click on every single changeling. Oh my god! That's a lot of fake zealots dying. Runs in, loses an Overseer. Does get the Observer. Very important to limit vision of Zest. Zest starts his +2 air armor a bit further back. His +2 plasma shields is about to finish. So those Corruptors run in. They do take a bit of a beating. The Ling Ultra. Lings do go down though. This time you see he's built a lot more cannons. So he'll be able to hold on very easily. I think he should be sending those zealots in for run-bys, absolutely. He's gonna send, ooh, he's actually going to go Zealot Archon up there. Okay. Void Rays and Carriers are going to lead the charge over here on the left. Do they have an Observer with them? They do. So they're going to try and push in here. They've got to watch out for Fungal on the High Templar, though. And where are those Zealots? So, oh, he's got Mama. Mama plus a Storm Drop on the right side of the map, guys. Storm Drop's coming in behind Mama. Uh-oh, ready to recall. Okay. Okay. Does he Storm Drop the workers as well? I doubt it. I'm pretty sure that's the deal with the army. Ooh, okay. Zest with a big recall. That Prism is not on a control group, by the way, so I'm pretty sure he's going to forget about it. I think it's just his backup reserve High Templar for when his main High Templar die. So after they all get fungled and caught by Broodlords, he'll unload those as a second stage of the fight. Not a bad idea. Archon's and a Void Ray defend the left side. Watch out, watch out. Abduct's coming in. Ooh, but no, he didn't have the vision, so I think Solar just as surprised to be running into that army as Zest was. Units lost tab looking not very good for Solar. Zest taking the top right. Solar is getting a lot of mining on this bottom left, so he should be able to mine even resources in this game to Zest. I think he needs better than even, though, which is his big problem. And Zest is just slowly choking him out economically. So we still need +3 carapace for air and ground. It's on the way for ground, but not for air. Zest says, hey, let's clear out some more spores. Accidentally flies his prism through the spores. Thankfully, nothing shoots them since it's not an attacking unit. He hasn't rebuilt his cannons here. Oh, Zest! Zest with a huge mistake. He loses, what is it? I think a Void Ray over there. His Archons have been brought in. Bit of an F2 from Zest over here. He's going to kill some units, but he's going to lose his all-natural. Fungal Parasitic Bomb combo goes down big on the Void Rays and the Carriers. Both of them getting hit by big combos. He doesn't have that much anti-air, though. He's lost most of his spores. He takes out most of the Void Rays. Is there enough Corruptors to capitalize? I think there is, dude. I mean, Zest right now is making Zealots. His Carriers. Corruptors aren't focus firing, though. Okay, so he's killed all the Interceptors. He's kind of just A-moving this with Solar. A little bit of a mistake from him. He's getting stormed down pretty hard on these Corruptors. The Carriers are dead weights, though. Oh, dude, Zest taking a really sloppy engage, but the Corruptors, oh my god, they clump up and they die. He doesn't even kill all the Carriers there, and he's got Ultra Ling coming in. Will that be able to deal with the Zealot Archon? I don't know. He's massively supply blocked right now in Solar. And look at that. A great recall, a good choice there. As these units do get on out of dodge. He does keep his production alive up in his main base for now. I think a little unfortunate that Solar didn't get maybe just even 20 Lings in there to start depowering all this. That could have been massive. As it is, I think it's fine for Zest because his units lost tab ends up okay. Keeps a few carriers alive. He builds 5 more. He says, okay, you're going to need to build a shit ton of Corruptors. You probably don't have the money for that. And indeed, Solar doesn't. He's going Mass Ultra right now. Mass Ultra Infestor, not going to cut it. Ooh, Zerglings are going to start to do some damage. Oh, Zest actually taking a fair bit of a beating here. He's going to lose a whole bunch of birds. Zest has not been very methodical about securing expansions. I mean, that's something I'd be very critical of him for. It's like, you know, he's definitely not doing that as well as he could have. He's got Stalkers here, funnily enough. He's going to try and pick at the Ultras and bait them into the Carriers. Overseer in the main's going to fly on in. Those Zerglings do deny that expansion. Nicely done there by Solar. I mean, Solar is rebuilding his Corruptor count now. He's on 3. He's building 9 more. Needs to trade some of the Ultras off. I really think he should keep hitting this main. Zest has shown like 0 respect for the run bys. This base is not that well defended. The main base is not well defended. I think splitting the Ultras up and hitting both sides at once will actually find great value. So, okay, he catches a DT there. He's got some Ultras and Lings that are going to go towards the main, meet up with that Overseer, which could work out well. He's got an Overseer there, so Mothership won't be able to stop that necessarily. What are we going to do? What are we going to do, Zest? Zest is still a bit afraid to invest in cannons and batteries, even on that base that's so vulnerable. The rest of the Ultra Ling is not going to run in at the same time. DTs are warping in, so Mothership just focused on the Overseers. Corruptors come in and start fighting Mama, but with the battery overcharge, she's so tanky she doesn't mind fighting it. I think she should. Get over the cannons down here to the south, Mama goes down to the Corruptors running in. Zest, still no cannons and batteries in the main or on this base on the far right. I gotta say, this is a big mistake. Zest just has kept losing bases this game for no good reason. Is building a great army for Immortals to counter the Ultras. Like, that'll be awesome. You're still gonna have to focus fire them, though. Oh, well, Zest has way too many Archons. Whoa! 10 Archons. I mean, that can work. It'll kill the Broodlings almost instantly. It'll kill Lings almost instantly. It'll take Ultras forever to smack their way through it as well. Where are those Ultras now, guys? We've got 10 Ultras on this map. Most of them are down here having a bit of an orgy. Oh, having a bit of a party. So, Overseer. Yeah, there's an Overseer just behind. It's going to start to focus down the Stargates. Try to limit that Stargate production. Overseer is a little far away, not quite with the Ultras, unfortunately. So, a bit of a mistake from Solar here. Overseer should always be following the Ultras if possible. But Zest, once again, taking damage in that main. And it's starting to cause a problem. Zest's kind of running around. I think he might just feel forced to all in now. And, well, there's not that many spores, so I think it'll work. But it's definitely a dangerous thing to be forced into. He's going to go for it. Fungal lands. A couple of Infestors already go down, though. Fungals try to go down, as do Parasitic Bombs on those Carriers. Another Parasitic Bomb goes down. But look, his Broodlords are going down. The Infestors are getting wrecked on the right side. His Corruptors are not focus firing right now. They're just fighting Interceptors, which is absolutely the wrong way to use the Corruptors. Solar has consistently not been focus firing his Corruptors. He's actually queued them to attack the Carriers, but he had an A move on the ground order that he didn't clear first. So what's happened there is Solar's attack moved into the fight, and then he hasn't cleared he hasn't pressed stop. He's just A moved, and then he'd gone shift, right click on the carriers with the corruptors, and or A click, whichever one he uses. Everyone uses a slightly different method. So because of that, multiple fights, his corruptors were just A moving. They were just fighting the interceptors, which you don't want to do. They're the worst unit for doing that. You want to focus down those carriers, especially since he'd already damaged them so much with fungal and parasitic bomb. I do think he would have lost no matter what. I don't think it would have changed anything. But 2 big fights where Solar did not focus fire his corruptors. He's got to fix that up. Zest ties up the series 1-1. All right, into game number 3 here. It's tied up 1-1. And that is a Zerg versus Protoss match. All right. So Zerg versus Protoss, what did we see game 1? We saw Zest just die, right, to the mutas. And the corruptors come in and dive him. Game 2, we've seen Zest get to the Sky Toss, weather the big corruptor push, and get ahead. Take a long time to finish it, but he's in a very good spot after the initial hold. Here on Blackburn, I wonder what we'll see. Disruptors are really good. I think because Zest's doing those, it's very hard to just do like a Hydra Queen Nidus. It's very hard to do that. Stargate here. All right, Stargate, pretty standard openings. No big deviations so far, guys. We've got Warp Gate on the way. Depth is coming out. Looks very, very straightforward. Hidden Overlord, that's going to go all the way up and then high. Oh, he's already queued up the Scout. He's already queued this Scout to come in at like 5 minutes. That's awesome. This Overlord will run back for safety. And I think we'll probably just see Void Ray into Oracle again. I mean, Zest is a man who likes doing the same thing on repeat. So wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. First Adept coming across the map, dodging the Overlord, so that it might be a little more unexpected. Solar's been caught sleeping a few times. He's got no Zerglings. If Zest dives in here, he can kill a few workers. So if Zest being very conservative. But if he cancels... Oh, look at that. If he cancels the Shade, he can kill more. Solar gets away with being super greedy here, dude. He hasn't built a single Zergling. Solar is being mega greedy. He gambles on no Zerglings, gets away with it. Totally worth losing a drone there. Absolutely. You don't even care, man. Great queen blocking. Zest is like, oh, I'll just go home and be careful, you know? And that's actually really playing into the hands of Solar. Now, this first Oracle could help equalize things. Spore's not done just yet. Oh, look at the timing of this. I think it's just a second late as that Spore. So the Oracle is going to get in there, get a drone, get out without really taking any damage. Almost perfectly timed Spore Crawler. Almost. And that second Oracle pops out. Do we see a third? No third Oracle. Now this feels more like ground play, right? Zest gets a quick third off double Oracle. He's building. He's got a second gateway up. Warp Gate finishing. Double cast. He takes double gas so quickly. Maybe it's not double ground. Maybe it is just second Stargate. Off 2 Oracles. I was like, nah, he wouldn't do it off two Oracles, would he? Yes, he would. He's Zest. He loves his double Stargate. I should stop expecting anything else. This is just how he likes to play this matchup right now. Oh, nice saves there from Sol. He actually gets a lot of damage. Those Oracles should go get out of here. And they will. Quite a lot of drones going down so far. 6 drones. I think this is a good damage. So thankfully makes up for, you know, Solar getting a little ahead early. I love that shuffle back. Oh, that Zergling's kind of wedged on top. Uh-oh. Oh, you got to be careful there, Zest. One of those Zerglings squished in between the gateway and the pylon. Oh, Solar's trying to ram his way in here. Some horny, hungry Zerglings, and they're shoving that Adept back. Solar almost shoving the Adept out of the choke point, but in the end, he gets a Scout, but he doesn't trade all that amazingly. He gets a Scout, though, so it's well worth it there. Solar puts a bit of pressure on, distracts Zest, and sees the double Stargate fleet beacon. He's like, okay, just wanted to confirm that you were doing, you know, the exact same thing you've been doing every single game. straight for the gold base. I love that Solar is taking a faster fourth, guys. It used to be Solar would never take a fourth before 6 minutes. Like he just would not. And these days he's like, dude, if I get that up, like it just gives me more flexibility. I can go straight for 75 drones and mutas if I want. I can, you know, I can still not drone it up and do a giant roach attack. There's so many options. He's going Hydra Den Evo Chamber, which looks like Hydra Bane to me. Because if he was doing a Nidus, I don't think he'd bother with the Evo Chamber. So I think it's just going to be like Hydra Bane. In the past we did this, he went range upgrades. I kind of wish he'd go double upgrades with it, get the melee and the range for the Banelings, but we'll see how it goes. A couple gateways coming up. Remember, Zest, a big fan of these extra gateways even before Twilight Council. Well before Twilight Council, just in case he needs extra units. He needs eight gateways. What? Is this actually a build? It's like what he's doing on game one. It's just so bizarre. He's making a third carrier. Doesn't quite have the money for the fourth one, but he'll be queuing it up in a moment. Is he going to do a carrier basic ground unit all in? Is that what this is? He stopped probing. Oh, Zest is so strange. I don't know what this build is. It's what he was trying to do on Jagannathra and it didn't work out. He got kind of confused, went this way, then the other. He never ended up using his gateways in that game. He's kind of doing the same thing. It's a weird way of playing. I think Hydra Bane will smash whatever he's doing here. He doesn't have disruptors. He doesn't have a Twilight Hound. He doesn't have a Robo. It's just carriers and gateway units. Is he going mass adept? Is that what this is? Is it going to be mass adept carrier with no glaze? Like, whatever it is, it's bizarre. It's weird. Tries to focus the Hydras down. Nice focus fire there from Zest. Does have to pull back. It's a lot of Hydras. Just going to have to leave. Don't go through the slow zones. Oh, he thinks about picking off a Hydra, but he's like, nah, too many units. Too inefficient. Those interceptors do cost, man. They ain't free. 15 minerals each. So the gateways, he's warping in Stalkers, Zealots, Adepts, yeah. So he's thinking about doing a big gateway attack. It's a +1 air weapons, 8 gate, 4 carrier, gateway, Stalker all in. He's just going to hit a giant timing. Now Solar's making a lot of Hydras. Can Solar hang on there? That's a lot of gateway units coming in, guys. It's a lot of Stalkers. Solar gets caught out. Oh no. Solar's like, what the fuck is this, dude? It's a Stalker all in. It's an 8 gateway Stalker all in with 4 carriers. What a bizarre and surprising attack. No Robo, no Forges, no Stargates. Sorry, no Forges, no Robos, no Twilights. He says, who needs tech? Here's just raw, basic Protoss units. Have fun dealing with that, mate. The drones are all pulled in. The Queens and Hydras have killed almost all the Interceptors now. So the Interceptors aren't too useful. The carriers have to pull back. 9 drones have gone down. Zest needs to refill those carriers. He's got Adepts coming in. As I said, yeah, I'm like, he might just be going Adepts. Stasis Trap. Watch out for the Stasis Trap, Solar. Oh, if he doesn't realize that Stasis Trap went down, he could get half his army frozen. He could still die. Okay, Solar hangs on 70 workers. Remember, he's got a gold base fully mining, so he's making an insane amount of Hydras right now, and you have to transition here. What the fuck? Are you fucking kidding me, Zest? That is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. He wants to build a Nexus so he can overcharge. That's the stupidest move I've ever... No, go for... He's going to make force fields and Guardian... Okay, this is the silliest shit I've ever seen. Zest is going to try and win with just shield battery overcharge and and mass unupgraded gateway. I don't think it's going to work. That's a lot of Hydra Bane. Bane speed is finished. The Overlords are in the open. That's a bit of a mistake. Oh my god, these Banelings. These Banelings could cause big problems. He's going to shade on top, is he? He shades on top, but he doesn't spread the Adepts out. You saw the Banelings. Why wouldn't you spread the Adepts out if you're going to shade on top? Zest with some absolutely strange decision-making in this game. It's a mixture of pure brilliance with this gateway timing and some bizarre decisions to follow it up. I still cannot believe he's building a goddamn Nexus outside his base. It literally is cheaper to just build 5 shield batteries for the same cost instead of getting one that you can overcharge for 10 seconds. This may be the silliest thing I've ever seen. If Zest wins this game, Solar will be mentally broken, guys. He knows this is some meme shit. He knows that Zest is doing the dumbest shit in the friggin' world. I think Zest actually thinks this is smart and works, because I don't think Zest's the kind to fuck around, but it's absolutely some weird-ass gambles, that's for sure. The shield battery goes down, no overcharge for you. He's like, it's okay, it's a fast warp-in point as well now, so it's like building a gateway on the front for that. Watch this Baneling run by. Annihilate his economy, though. Poor Zest. Oh, no. Loses all the probes on the third. Banelings say, get out of here, bro. And there's still 22 Hydras up behind this. Only 2 carriers left. And it's unupgraded the Depth Stalker Sentry. I like the idea of doing this weird kind of surprising attack because people are so greedy against the carrier builds. Oh, pretty nice force fields. Oh, even nicer Banelings, though, I think. Dude, great force fields. He's got to chain that, though. You got to put him down now. Yeah. He needs to warp in more sentries. He's warped in more. They got to get over there, though. If he wants to do this, he's got to get those next force fields on right now. They're about to run out. 3, 2, 1. Oh, barely gets the next round of force fields in time. And this is actually a clutch play here from Zest. If he can keep force fielding that and kill those workers all up there, maybe, just maybe, he could resurrect himself. But, dude, that's a lot of upgraded Hydras. And once they get down that ramp, look at the damage output. They just smash that army. Lots of Hydras coming in from the north as well. And Solar holds on against the most bizarre attack in the world. Ooh, all right. So this is now 2-1. 1 game away from winning it. Down here in the bottom left-hand side of this best of 5, it's the ESL Pro Tour Korean Weekly Open Cup. That's right. You can join this as a bronze leaguer. It doesn't matter. Anyone can sign up and get bopped by a high-level gamer in the first or second round. I'm very proud. I beat B today. Pat self on shoulder. I'm so proud of myself. I can't believe I beat B. Lost the Terran, won with the Protoss and the Zerg. May have cheesed. Just a little bit, but we got it done. Anyways, guys, it's going to be Oxide. Obviously, the early block coming down out of Zest. In the bottom left, we have Solar. In the top left, we have Dragon, Phoenix, Gaming, Zest, and definitely not quite going his way just yet. I do think predictably going for carriers is one of the worst things that you can do in StarCraft 2, and I've been talking about it for a few weeks. It's kind of insane. Kind of insane. Mafia says, stop playing StarCraft for a year. MMR decays from Master to Gold, and Pig has pink hair. What the fuck is going on? Welcome, Mafia. We are on day 21 of our subathon. We have been live for 447 hours, coming up on that. Oh shit, we went right past 4444444 earlier. Oh, and I forgot to pay attention. It was 2 hours. I got distracted by the Pro StarCraft. Damn it. Yeah, we're on day 21 of 24/7 live streaming. It's actually been more hours than that, but we paused the timer a few times. Once for a crash, where the stream crashed for a few hours while we were sleeping, and once for, or a few times for us casting, right? We've paused over a full day, I think. Over 24 hours of time while I was, the stream was still running, but we went to cast ESL, China, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Macau, Japan, Oceania, rest of Asia, basically the rest of the world that's not Europe, NA, and Korea. But we're back on it now. All the casting gigs are done. I'm going to be doing a bouldering stream this afternoon. So once this is done, I'll probably about 3 hours from now, probably be down at the bouldering gym. We'll set up the camera so you guys can watch me flail about. I'm pretty bad at bouldering, pretty bad at climbing, but I like to have fun with it. So it should be a good time. All right, so this looks exactly the same. No workers on gas. Extra adept on the way. Stargate is forward. Solar saw no warp gate upgrade spinning on that, so he's like, yeah, you're going Stargate. That's fine, I know. I know this is Stargate. I need not scout further. We haven't seen any tricky builds from Zest. I'd love to see him delay warp gate and go for a Twilight build, but just hasn't been doing it. I mean, I don't mind the openings. I don't like the carrier follow-ups, honestly. I wish Zest would just do something a little bit more flexible, faster to actualize. I mean, he's not only predictably doing it, but he's also letting Solar scout it. So there's 2 problems. Number 1, predictability. Number 2, not denying the opponent's scouting. You combine that together, and you've got a Solar here who, at every point of this series, has known exactly what to go for. And Solar tried to play a bit of a mind game on Lightshade and go straight to Corruptors instead of Mutors, expecting Zest to react to the Spire Scout with his own Phoenix. Zest just went mass Void Rays. Turns out it's pretty good versus Corruptors. Ooh, Oracle comes in and gets 3 workers there. Not bad at all. Very good snipe. And Nexus does go down. Solar is a little light on workers, but you can see that his production's really kicking up a notch now. So those workers will be replaced very quickly. He moves a spore to the natural, builds a spore in the main, and he's got 3 queens just covering that third base. He expects this angle to get worked. Something I've always been critical of for Solar is he never leaves overlords on the edges, so he never sees these oracles coming in until they're... What? When did Dot update that? Oh my god. Thank you, David the Obscure with the 5 gifted subs. Thank you, Hawkeye with the 8x3 sub. Always enjoy the content. Appreciate the work you've been putting in, especially lately. Thank you so much, Hawkeye. Thank you so much, David. And thank you guys for torturing Dot. I believe that was her voice there going, what the fuck? Stop, stop. But thank you very much. All right, not finding too much damage just yet, but definitely forcing a lot of Zerglings out. 5 drones, 6 Zerglings. Hasn't lost a unit, so a near perfect opening in terms of efficiency with his own units. And I love that it's a different follow-up. But unfortunately, once again, as always, Solar always hides the Overlord in the exact same spot. I've been talking about it for months, and still not a single Protoss player hunts there for it. Just saying, guys, you got to do your homework. Seeing this before the Phoenix move out is huge. This is such a big tell for Solar, who should be canceling Overlord speed, I think. Should be pulling his Overlords back. Wait, he's building Roaches, right? He's got to stop building Roaches. I don't think this works versus Phoenix, does it? Zest not paying attention. He flies right past the Queens, though. Zest. As long as Zest keeps building Phoenix, he can kill the Queens, can't he? Oh, he's going to rely on... Man, I don't know if he's got enough in time, though. It's a lot of Adepts. Good cancels on the batteries. He's just going to rebuild them. Notice you want to keep a spread so that Corrosive Bile can't hit 2 at once. The Queens are on the way. Up to 7 Phoenix versus, what is it, 6 Queens. 6 Queens, a lot of transfuse, man. If you can get the Ravagers, that would be huge. Oh, Ravager. Oh, Ravager in the open. Oh, lots of Ravagers in the open. Oh, this is huge. This is massive. Those are the most important units, and he's catching them all out. Even that one's taking a lot of damage. He stops all of the Ravagers getting in there. There's only 1 Ravager that gets through, but no wall off. No sentry either. Uh-oh. Shield Battery, Adept Stalker on the 3rd is doing a great job. They're starting to damage those Queens. And the Phoenix are just going to go for it. The Oracles dive in and start trying to take out the Zerglings. He dodges the Bile. Very nicely done. Those Adepts need to get back to their healing. You don't have many of these units, mate. You got to get back to their healing with these Adepts. So Zest bleeding a few too many out, but does it matter? He's warping in so many. He's only got 2 gateways with another 2 coming in. Yet he built so many units off these gateways. And having picked off all the Ravagers before they arrive was just such a good execution. Well done. He doesn't have many warp-ins available, so the probes are going to have to fight in the main base, which kind of sucks. He drills through and says, okay, just man mode this shit. Take him on, probies. And Solar. Take it on. Commits to the brick. He says, maybe I can get in there just before he's ready, but beautiful. Comes in from behind, does Zest, and cuts up all the Ravagers. Well played. Oh my god, guys. This series is going to get decided on Beckett. Yes, that is Dot, my wife, who has been tortured by you guys, eternally trapping me in here. In the subathon that will never end. Down here in the bottom left-hand side, representing Kaizi Gaming, this is Solar. Up here in the top right, in the blue, it's Dragon Phoenix Gaming's Zest. Zest not going for the block this time around. Says, I'll let you take it. Solar's like, oh, what? What's the bet? Solar macros worst because he's not used to having his expansion here, guys. I reckon we're actually at the point where Solar is more used to macroing off this base, and he's going to make a macro mistake. I bet you right now, Zest letting him get this base up ruins him in this game. Well, the probe does come in, and it's going to see exactly what's going on, guys. We've got the deciding match here. 1 map to decide them all. It's on the smallest rush distance in the pool. And it's kind of scary as Zest. This is a pretty shit map to do one of your silly Skytoss builds on. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. I think this is not a... I mean, we did see, of course, Solar get defended by the Skytoss Disruptor of Skillus here. It's going to be hard. Thank you, Chalk Dud, for the Twitch Prime sub. Welcome to the Pigsty, my dude. Thanks for the Bezos bucks. What's up? Double queen. Pro being annoying. Does have to go home. Adept chrono boosting. Pylon hidden in the back. It's a Twilight Council, boys and girls. No? Cancels warp gate, starts the Stargate. Okay. Damn it. I do think there's potential for a Haas build to do very well versus Solar on this map. Just go Twilight Council, hide a Pylon down here, and sneak some DTs in. Without the Prism. You never know. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, okay. Adept's going forward, going forward. Gonna get one maybe, but Falling's hot on the trail. Got a shade out. Ooh, okay. Zest says, not worth losing the Adept. Just leave. Oh, Queen, though, is gonna get some damage. Second Adept's here, but already taking a bit too much damage. Means you can't really dive at all. And look at that. A Solar with the two things. Waits for the opportune moment and dives on in. Now is not actually going to see the tech, though. So I think it's worth this recall. Just so Solar's going to freak out. Solar's going to be like, oh, shit. Immediate Spore in the main. Yeah, because he thinks it's Proxy Stargate. So he's like, shit. We're getting Proxy Stargated, bro. Oh, no. And then when it doesn't come in at the right time, he might even think it's DTs or something else. But in fact, it's just Oracles coming in. Just put the Stargate in a clever position in the back of the natural. So Solar there, Spore on the natural. Nothing in the main, Spore in the main, sorry. Nothing in the natural just yet. And he's scouting for it. He's like, where is it? Where's your proxy? He's searching. Overlord's going to come through that main. So Solar's going to be very confused. He needs to keep droning very hard here. And thankfully for him, he's confidently enough doing so. Stalker's going to deny that. I think the idea here is that Zest is like, well, I keep getting scouted trying to do Sky Toss. If I'm going to do it, let's at least hide it better this time. And actually drops a third gateway there, interestingly. But no third base. So is he just doing... Oh, he's going to do the 3-gate Adept Oracle. Wait, what? Oh, he's doing like that stats build basically. He's doing triple Oracle into like just a big old 8-gate attack. A crazy all-in to try and finish the series off. Oh my, on 2-base though? I don't know if on 2-base makes... He's got to fake a third base with this. He's taking a third gas. So he's going to make some Stalkers, maybe Sentries even with this. Probably just Stalkers. Oh, he gets one, but oh, that Spore trick was clutch. Now that Oracle does get out there. The way Stats did this back in the day, right, was Stasis Trap there, Stasis Trap there. He just Stasis Traps like all the mineral lines with the Oracles while pushing the front. Now he's trying it. It's a lot of Adepts. You can't just go mass Glaveless Adept. You gotta... What? Ooh, okay, okay. Nice surround by Solar. He's going to get a good little trade. He'll take out 1 Adept, 2 Adepts. Does he get 3? Yes, he does. Not bad, not bad. And obviously, he's hiding all these extra units. Oh, Zest is like, oh, no. Oh, no, but Zest is very happy to be killing units because this really makes it seem like this is all Zest has. Meanwhile, Zest warping in a ton of Adepts. He's going for mass Adept Oracle, apparently. He's lost one of his Oracles during this. He got 4 drones, but he lost an Oracle. There is a Roach Warren, though. I honestly don't think this is going to work. He still doesn't have a third. I mean, Solar's crazy if he doesn't just build units right now. How is he building 8 drones? He's making Burrow and 8 more drones. Oh, Solar has just been ridiculously greedy. He's going to get punished. He's going to die to this, I think. I mean, this is about as greedy. Solar went well beyond reasonable greed. So if this doesn't kill him, then this was never going to work versus anything. It's objectively a bad build. Let's see if it works. He's going to start taking down these queens. Oracles come in and join up. These queens are going to go down, but there's a lot more where that came from, and Adepts just don't do a lot of damage, guys. They get over here fast, but there's no follow-up behind this. This is completely all in. He's going to shade into that main base. He's got to actually kill the roaches and so on. He can't just fight the other units. So this is a crazy situation to be in because even with Solar being so damned greedy, he's still going to hold on. And this is such a fucking weird all-in. To do this without Glaives when he clearly could have squeezed it in with how delayed it was. No proxy pylon on the map to warp in off on the front. I get it's a small map, but once again, Zest's builds confound me. I can imagine if you've got a forward pylon somewhere here hidden and you're warping in stalkers and stuff. Yeah, sure, you've got units who can micro back and forth, but Adepts are just so trash versus like roaches and queens. And I don't know, man. Once they get glaives, they can kind of fight roaches with an all-in. But I think we just witnessed why non-glaive Adept all-ins aren't a thing, especially and if they are, you got to hit it much faster than that. So Zest there, catches Solar, incredibly greedy. Still can't do the damage and is now way behind in this game. And this is kind of reminiscent of that really flaccid Adept swap that he did versus Rogue on Light Shade in Game 5 of the last season of GSL, where he was doing so well that series, and he did a nonsense build order then. And I think once again, Zest, he's been digging deep and doing a lot of very surprising builds that are very clever. And I feel like they're 99% of the way there. I feel like they're almost fantastic, great killer builds. And there's just like a little something missing each time. In this case, it just no forward pylon, no forward warp gate, no ability to reinforce. For me, not having any adepts going to like the third at the same time or something, I don't know. It lacked something. It did not seem that good. And yeah, I'm being super judgmental, but Zest is a very interesting player. He's very powerful normally. In this case, he's on mass, on upgraded adept, adding a few sentries and immortals. Solar's economy is kind of bad. But Solar's droning, he's adding gases. He's squeezing out a Spire, which I think is totally unnecessary at this point. But I can see why he would do it, just to make sure he has like a trump card against this sort of tech. And Mortal Sentry, very good versus Roach Ravager. Zest is not dead, guys. I've seen Zest resurrect himself from worse positions. I just think he's in a bit of a weird position doing some really odd builds. A couple of these games. I think Zest wanted to hit earlier, to be honest, but when that attack came and caught him with the third and he wasn't able to fake it, I think it just wasn't the right situation with this build order. Ah, these Adepts are getting wrecked. He gets like 1 Ravager, 2 Ravager. So he's going to trade about 8 Adepts for 3 Ravagers here. Not a fantastic trade. He's lost 24 Adepts in total this game. That is super duper rough. Spire's almost done. Mutas can be coming out soon, but I think even the Roach army should be good. He's trying to avoid making Ravages. He's got to be careful. Force field plus choke points definitely could be the doom of him. Solar absolutely could just make Ravages, but I think he's going to try and squeeze the Mutas out anyway. He does make 4 Ravages now. Creates a little bit of a nook that his units have to kind of go around, though. Loses 1 Queen at the front. The Sentry's getting very far forward. This is a wide open area. Oh, yeah. No, I don't think this is enough here. The Bile's breaking the force fields. Guardian Shield goes down. And Bile's starting to land very well on this army. Zest here tries to do a very cute follow-up Immortal Sentry push. He's got some good Prism Micro there, but unfortunately a little bit too slow to get it going. Gets focused down by the Queen. Roach Ravager overwhelms. Zest does fall 2-3. Solar holds strong in a game where he was way too greedy. GG, well played. Thank you for the 23 months, Vulcan Overlord, as well with the Twitch Prime. Let's go back and look at the setup to that build and talk about number one, why I do think Solar was greedy. I mean, he did look everywhere for what he thought was a proxy Stargate, which is kind of why it would be so hard to have a gateway hidden out there. But technically, this area up here was never scouted, right? He could have had a pylon up here, here. Is it dangerous because that gives away your plan? Yes. But I would absolutely have taken one of the oracles out of this build. He built 4 or 5 oracles. He just kept building oracles for a Twilight Council and a Glaives. For sure, for sure. So what happened here is he was like, yep, let's fake a little bit of a depth pressure, dive for the oracles. And he was like, okay, now let's fake a third base, which I always think is really good. If you're doing one of these all-ins that's like 38 probes, 40 probes, it usually hits a little bit too late. So if you can fake a third, that's really good. You guys saw me do this today even with a 32 probe build. Because I had an Overlord in my base longer than I wanted it, so I couldn't put my Twilight Council down. And I had to fake a third base. So I like the idea to fake a third, and he does hide his units very well. And this really sells the story to Solar. But Solar also kills a few units. He kills 3 Adepts and a Stalker, which is not bad. Loses quite a few Zerglings for it, but you know, Protoss units are pretty strong, man. Think about it, 4 times, say 4 or 5 Zerglings for each one. Yeah, it's about even. And then Zest does come out, but it just doesn't really hit very fast. So For this to have worked, it really relied on his oracles doing good damage because he's making a 4th oracle right now, and so on. And his oracles have 4 kills and 0 kills. He's killed 5 workers. He just hasn't done much damage with his oracles. So this really, to me, feels like something where it's all about your oracles finding damage and slowing the Zerg down. And the Zerg kind of getting tricked and being a bit greedy. Now, Solar at this point, I'd seen, he's like, what I love is those last 5 drones are just absolutely crazy. Like, Solar's like, all right, going up to 50 workers, sure. To queue up these last handful of workers here is already crazy. And then he queues another 5 at like 5:30. Like, he's literally queued up a few more workers at this point. I'm like, what? So it's past 5 minutes 30 versus 2 base player. And Solar queues up extra workers here. Look at this. I'm like, what? Are you mad? He queues up another 3 workers there, 4 workers. So why is that crazy? Well, that's crazy because he has nothing on the ground except a handful of Zerglings. He's up against a 2 base player. He has no idea what's inside their base. The only thing he knows is that 3 oracles have been built this game. That's the one thing that he knows his opponent isn't going to have the sharpest possible timing. If they've built 3 oracles, an Arc on drop, a Glaive of the Adept timing, anything like that is usually going to hit a bit closer to 5:30, 6 minutes rather than 5 minutes 20. You know, something like really early timing or something like that, right? Nonetheless, we're at almost 6 minutes. So I'm just like, dude, to not have any roaches building, and then good Evo chamber wall to buy time. Queens were very tanky. They focused down the oracles. They transfused each other really well. And Adepts just suck at fighting, apparently. Without Glaives, for those who don't know, Glaives is a 45% attack speed increase. So this was an absolute disaster of a build. No forward gateway. There's no tech behind it either. This has such a bad reinforce. Like, he's warped in all these Adepts at home and forgot to shade them across, unfortunately, because he's busy microing on the front. So it's like, dude, you need to be reinforcing with this. You've got to have something going behind it as well. But it feels like he made up this build on the spot, on the fly, because he didn't have faith in beating Solar on this map and hadn't really practiced this build that much. So it felt like he didn't have things timed out. His transition was a little off. Zest tried to make something up on the fly, and it did not quite work out. GG, well played by Solar. He is your champion.